What is up, guys? So James back here with the JD Outdoor TV channel, and today I'm going to be explaining tips and tricks for right now, like in North Carolina, when the weather goes from being really cold to really hot. Not really hot, from going from like the 30s to the 50s in the middle of the day, and then going back down to the 30s and kind of fluctuating through that throughout the day. So we're going to explain tips and tricks on how to catch fish in these temperature changes and how they like to move. And I'll be explaining some of the rod setups I like to use, especially in this weather, and why I throw them and how I throw them and stuff like that. So during the day, in the morning time, if you like to go get that early morning bite you'd like to get in the summer, you're not going to get that in this time frame because the weather has plummeted down, so it's cold, so they want to hit that deeper water and sit. Well, I like to fish bodies of water that aren't incredibly deep. I'm talking 5 to 6 feet deep max. Certain ponds that I know aren't too deep, but you can still get to those areas fishing certain things. I don't like to go out into the lakes and stuff because you're going to cover a lot of water, and I mean, you can catch fish, don't get me wrong. You can throw those deep diving crankbaits, you can fish off the bottom, you can do all kinds of stuff to get those bites. But if you want to get more bites, I suggest fishing bodies of water that you know are between like 4 and 8 feet deep. Not fishing bodies of water that are between 8 and 15 feet deep. See what I'm saying? You just have to pick your bodies of water better, and definitely find those areas where you know that is not as deep and you can catch the fish that way. So what I like to do is I like to throw a simple, certain times, if I'm going to fish off the bottom, I like to throw me a good old Texas rig. So this is what I got going on right now, and I'll explain this Mondo here in a second. So what you got here is let's take this worm off, and then we can explain just a little better what we got going on here. So take this big old behemoth off. So what I got right here is, this is a 5/0. Yeah, this is a 5/0 extra wide gap mustad hook right here with a 3/8 ounce bullet weight, and then obviously just a stopper on the top, and stopper kind of gone. So, but throwing it on a 7-foot medium heavy Abu Garcia Black Max full combo, so Black Max rod and reel, 17-pound fluorocarbon is what I got on here. And this is a good rod that I like to use to pitch into brush and like that. It's got the backbone to get through the brush and stuff. You know, you flip it into that cover, good like that. But it's also good for a pond I especially like to fish that has a lot of brush, because so there's a bigger pond that falls off this dam. It dams in and it goes into this littler pond under this bridge, and that's where I really like to fish. And you'll see me fish a lot in my videos. So I like to fish there just because in that particular area it's about 5 foot deep, maybe not even that, 5 to maybe 6 foot deep. But in certain areas it goes to like 2 foot, 3 foot deep. So I know I'm gonna have to fish into the deeper spot where it's like 5 to 6 foot. But you can also get those fish that like to cruise around, because the water does move, especially with all the rain. The water does push, so they're moving around a little bit. Excuse me. So what you do is I like to throw a Texas rig. I'll throw a finesse worm. You know, I also like to throw this worm. This is a 12-inch Man's jelly worm. It's the original jelly worm. I had to look at it, make sure I was saying that right. Man's original jelly worm with that little paddle tail on the back. I love to throw this in deep and just pull it, just twitch it across the bottom. So I like to take my rod and I like to just kind of, and then reel in slow, and then just twitch it along the bottom. So I'll twitch, reel it in, pull the slack out, let it sit. Twitch, reel in, pull the slack out, let it sit. Twitch, reel in, you know, repeat the process. I really like to do that. You know, it's smooth, it looks realistic, and then also in that time frame, I'll twitch, reel in, pull the slack out. Before it hits the bottom, I'll pop it. Pop it, let it sit again, reel in the slack, twitch it. So like I'll twitch 3 times, and on that 4th time I'll pop it, let it fall, twitch it again. One technique I like to use. But I like throwing this big worm because it's big, you know, it's something that might be aggravating them in their way. Dirty water aspects, I like to throw my craws. This is a young Christie craw. I really like to throw these. And we open the good old tackle bag here. We'll explain some other stuff. Other things you can throw are little finesse worms. I like to throw these finesse worms. This is a watermelon, just a watermelon black flake. And then the color I really prefer to throw, which I'm looking like I'm running a little light on, I only have these two, is this green pumpkin. This green pumpkin is awesome. I also like to catch bullheads out of that pond with this. They eat this a lot, these bullheads, black bullheads do. But you can also throw your normal Senkos. You know, this is a watermelon red flake right here. Then, you know, you got the good old June bug. And then you can also throw these curly tail worms, these little trickler worms I like to throw. But I don't throw those that often in that pond just because, you know, there's not a lot of bites. You can also throw your lizards. Lizards are really good to throw in those situations as well. You can throw things like that. That's what I really prefer to throw. Also, see that box out of the way. And you can throw your craws and stuff. You can throw all kinds of stuff. You can throw rodent bugs, stuff like that. The other thing I like to throw is, now you're gonna laugh. This is a very small hook, and I use this rig in this weather to catch bluegill. And when I use the bluegills is I catch live bait. I use the live bait because you can toss your live bait, let it sit. This is a very short explanation of how to do this stuff. But I throw, I'll catch, I'll let it sit. So what I have is 3 little split shots, this itty bitty hook, and then it's on a bobber. You know, just catch bluegill, basic little bluegill setup. I catch it, throw my live bait out. It's another thing you can do. My more favorite thing to do is really fish into that cover, especially in this body of water. I really like to fish at. The water moves, and then there's spots where it kind of pulls. This rod's right in my face. It kind of pulls out, and then, you know, so it's going towards another dam, because there's another dam that I actually stand on and I fish into the water, because you stand here and the water's here all the way across. But it dams off, but it kind of breaks off into these cover areas, and there's a piece of cover here that I've caught fish out of before too. I really like to throw jigs. This is a I don't even know what kind of jig this is. I think this is a custom jig somebody gave me. I really like the skirt. It's more of a naturally color. This water's not that dirty. It is in some spots, but it's, you know, this natural color was really good. This is a single tail trailer Berkeley. Oh no, bearded swim grub trailer. I just cut the beard part of it off because I use this skirt, and it works awesome to swim it. And then, you know, I'll put like a worm or something on to if I'm just gonna flip and, you know, pull it on the bottom and stuff like that. Now this is some line I'm experimenting with, and I have enjoyed it, and I'll do a really in-depth review. I'll actually go out and explain my points and views on it. But this is a 7-foot medium rod. I use this rod to skip, flip, do all kinds of stuff like that. I use this rod for really all kinds of stuff. I use spinners, all stuff, just the fluorocarbon. This is kind of my all-purpose rod. This is really my flipping and jig rod that I like to use, just because I like to flip and skip with this rod. And it's because it's got the backbone and stuff like that, and it's, you know, it's got that nice, let's see if I can get it in the shot here. It's got that soft tip, so, you know, you ain't got it. It doesn't have perfect for skipping and loading that rod up, things in that nature. But this is a 7-foot medium ugly stick light pro graphite, and it's paired up with a Lew's. Yeah, this is a Lew's Speedspool Mark Rose edition, and I can't remember this is a 7-to-1 gear ratio, but I can't remember the bearings. I think it's 5. Yeah, this is a 5 bearing. This is also a 5 bearing, but I think it's a 6.4-to-1 gear ratio is that Black Max. So that definitely serves the purposes. I like to move my jigs a little faster, just in that aspect, just because, you know, I like to reel them in. I'll slow reel them, but it does move a little quicker. That's why I like to use the high gear ratio and stuff, and just skip. And then I also use this for top water, because I can twitch good along the water not for frogs, just for like whopper fodder and stuff like that, just because I can do that nice pull and it's not pulling it fast. I like to work some of my top waters slower. But in this aspect, you use jigs to get in that cover where they're trying to get out of that moving water and sit, because some of these brushes lay in about 4.5 feet of water, so you can throw them into there and get their attention in that aspect. But this is Tri-Line. This is made by Berkeley. It is a hybrid line, is what I've kind of looked into, and I've seen that it's more of a hybrid setup line. It's like fluorocarbon, but it's not like fluorocarbon. I don't know. I'm experimenting with it. I've enjoyed it. I like the stretch in it for skipping and flipping and stuff like that, and trying to pull through brush stuff under docks. And I enjoy it. It's very nice. It casts super smooth. It's got great casting distance. It's, you know, it's got a weird color to it. It's like clear fluorescent blue is what it said. It's very interesting. I'm going to do some more on the water testing. I've only fished it once. I've only used the line one time, and I enjoyed it. It worked very well for what I was using it for. I have not been able to test it on a fish. I didn't catch a fish that day on this rod. I caught it on my old faithful, just Texas rig. And but you'll see me do more videos like that and go out there and stuff. This is 17-pound test as well. I prefer 17-pound test, except on that's 6-pound test just for the bluegill and stuff like that. Just for the aspects of what I use them for. But that's really how I fish in this crazy temperature changes and stuff, just because the weather's doing this. And like on Saturday, you'll see me go out Saturday and do some fishing, probably between like 8 and 10 o'clock, when, you know, it's gonna get warm. That's gonna be the warmest day. It's gonna be 65 degrees, stuff like that. But what you can also do in this cold weather change is you can throw lipless crankbaits, and people live by these lipless crankbaits. I do throw them quite often, but not in one specific pond that I was talking about. I fish them more into that deeper water aspect. I love, you know, these bright colors for that natural, not that natural, for that dirtier water. Throw stuff like this, and then I throw stuff like, I wouldn't even throw this in dirty water. Maybe I would try it, just because that bright belly, but I would throw this more natural looking water, more clear water, but definitely throw stuff like this in natural water, just because, you know, this is something you throw in natural water like that. These are cheap Ozark Trail lipless crankbaits. These work really good if you're in like places I fish. You know, I'm going to be throwing this a lot, and you know, there's a lot of stuff down there that will break it off. I mean, there's pickerel in here that I've broken a couple of these off on. There's big catfish that, you know, sometimes want to get into it, and I think there's some walleyes that have broken some of these off. And you know, so it's nice to have some cheap ones. And then you have this that you throw in that natural, that definitely clear water, more natural stuff. I like to pop this kind off the bottom, just kind of flicker off the bottom. And then you can always resort to your spinnerbaits, which I do revert to my spinnerbaits quite often. When it gets like this, because I fish them close to the bottom, I do like to fish these close to the bottom. This is my KVD half-ounce spinner. I love this spinner for dirty water and natural water, just because of the color. It's that shad color. And then also for my dirty water, I like to throw colors like this. This is I don't know if I can get it off. This is that black, you know, that black and chartreusey, that small trailer on it. You can also throw, I wouldn't say you can also throw, I mean, you can throw it in your times you need. If I can even get this stuff off. You can throw your buzzbaits, and you know, I'm not a big buzzbait guy though, so I don't really live by the buzzbait, but I do know people who do. Don't get me wrong, caught some fish on the buzzbait, but not a buzzbait kind of guy. But when the water changes, you really gotta experiment. That's really where I'm kind of getting at. Throw stuff you don't throw normally. Like, you know, I'm not a big jerkbait guy. Get out there, throw your jerkbaits, throw them around. You know, I have little different sizes for my smaller presentations, stuff like that. But experiment. I've had to throw these jerkbaits around and caught a couple fish, but I'm not a jerkbait kind of guy. You gotta experiment when the weather changes if you're gonna fish all year round. If you're not used to throwing smaller jigs, throw a smaller jig. Throw something with a little, a little presentation difference, a little more natural. Even throw jigs that you never thought you'd throw. I never thought I'd throw this jig when the weather dropped, or even throw this jig ever. And I have thrown this jig around. It's got its work in too, as you can see. I mean, I gotta re-dip it. And this is all white. It's an all white football head jig. It's an awesome jig. It's white. Throw it in that dirty water. You can throw it in that natural water just to get that shad impression, like that. Throw also different style jigs. I've experimented with this jig the past couple times. I normally throw jigs that are just jigs. They have nothing fancy to them. Hear that? Hear that? It's got a rattle. It's a bitsy flipping jig with a rattle. Strike King flipping jig with the rattle. Of course, got my trusty Christy Crawl on there. I love my Yum products. I live by my Yum products. Don't get me wrong, I like the Yum plastics. I love my Yum plastics. Don't get me wrong, I do throw zooms a lot. I have those watermelon zoom worms, finesse worms. Those are zoom. Stuff like that. Experiment though. That's what I'm telling you. I've caught fish when the weather dropped on this. Throw it into this moving. If you got some moving water, it's cold. It's a deep moving water. Throw something like this. This is a 1/4 ounce rooster tail inline spinner. Throw stuff in that color. That color is key. Gold, that bright, that moving mushy water. You gotta catch something that's gonna get that flash. Throw something like this. It's gold and black. That gold gets that shimmer out because you can see it in the light. That shimmer on that spoon when it moves. Look at that. That catches the attention of the fish. Throw stuff like that. Experiment. You gotta do different things. I haven't thrown this yet. I'm gonna experiment with this next time I go out. This color. Look at this color spinner. Not just that. I think it's got. This one's got a rattle in it. If I'm not mistaken, I think I just heard some rattle. No, maybe not. Thought I heard a rattle though. Thought I was going crazy. Throw stuff like this. Throw stuff you're not used to. Experiment. Do stuff like this. Look at that. That's incredible. That color is crazy. That yellow chartreusey with the red. I'm telling you, this is going to be something I'm going to try. Y'all are going to see this get in action. For sure. And then, dirty water. I also have another. This is just an all black spinner. I like the, now, I'll tell you right now, it's got that Colorado blade, that thicker, if I can get it in the camera, this has got that thicker Colorado blade on them. I like to throw these because of the thump, but this is just a $1 spinner from Walmart. Throw it. Who cares? Throw it. I like to throw this because, one, I fish these for pickerel. I like the fish spinners for pickerel. And don't get me wrong, I've lost quite a few spinners to some pickerel. And they have broken them off several times. So I'm not going to spend $7 on a spinner that I know I'm going to end up losing, because I especially like the third. Now, don't get me wrong, this one, not that one. This big old KVD, this is my bass spinner. This has caught me some toads. This has caught me some 4-pounders. Those aren't real toads, but I mean, this has caught some big, nice sized bass. So that one I strictly throw for bass in certain areas and stuff when I'm fishing, fishing hard. But $1 spinner, stuff like this, the smaller stuff, I'm going to catch some 3-pound pickerel for dinner and stuff, and I've lost them. So I like to throw these because I like to fish for them, when the sun's down, the sun's gone, it's nighttime. Same with this, just to, brighten it up in that dirty water, during the day. This is a pickerel experimenting bait. Also going to try for bass just to see what it does, and stuff like that, So you got to experiment. You got to learn to experiment in the weather changes. And that's really what this is. Throw stuff you're not comfortable with. This is a very long video. I understand this is going to be a long attention span video. But you got to learn. You want to learn what to throw, how to throw it. And this will be the part 1 to tips and tricks with JD. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to sit down. We're going to explain baits. This is kind of tactics. So when the weather changes, we're going to do a series. This is a series. When the weather changes, we're going to change tactics. We're going to talk about this stuff. Next video, we're going to go do it. Different tactics all the time. And stuff like that. So I'm going to show you how I like to throw my jigs. How I like to go out, flip my jigs, and do stuff like that. I'm going to show you how I like to throw my Texas rigs. I'm going to show you how I like to throw my lipless crankbaits, stuff like that. I'm going to show you how I like to throw my spinners, my jerk baits, my poppers. And then I'm going to show you how I like to, oh, let's just turn the tackle. I don't know what to do with the other box. I'm going to show you how, though, I like to throw my crankbaits, stuff like that. And I'll show you how I like to throw. I have some swim jig hooks in there. I'm going to show you how I like to throw my soft plastic paddle tail swim jigs, stuff like that. I'm going to show you how to throw some swim jigs. Not swim jigs, swim baits. I'm going to show you how I do all that stuff. I'm also going to show you when the bite gets tough, experiment. Go fish for different fish if you don't want to just fish for bass. You know, the bass bite slows down your area. I know there's other fish that bites in the cold. I like to fish for catfish, bullhead, also because I like to eat them. Am I a bass fisherman at heart? I'm a bass fisherman at heart. I'm loaded with bass tackle. But I have other stuff to catch other fish. Like this. This is a small little box, but I got it. You know, I got some dough baits, some dip bait stuff for catfish. I got a whole rig out there set up just for carp. A floating rig that you put dough baits on for carp, bread on for carp, you know, corn, stuff for that. And you know, I got a bottom rig set up for carp. Catfish rods. You know, if you're bored and you just want to go catch, you know, some little fish, do that. You know, get out and fish. I encourage getting out and fishing, even if you're not catching the biggest fish in the pond or the biggest fish on the lake. Because, one, I like to do different tactics, so I never get rusty. You know, I try to fish all the time. Spare time, everything. So, that's what I'm saying. Get out and throw different stuff. Go out and try different techniques. Learn different strategies. I'm going to show you how I do these strategies. And if I learn a new technique, I'm going to show you how I do that technique. I'll show you, I mean, I've seen people throw jigs with a little bit of live bait on the end to catch catfish. You know, Luke's from Catfish and Carp. I watched him throw a video. He was throwing out 1 ounce. No, he might be not 1 ounce. I don't know what he was doing. He was throwing a pretty big jig though, a huge jig. This is a 3/8 ounce jig. I like to throw 3/8 ounce weights and stuff and ½ ounce weights. But he was throwing, I want to say it was a 1 ounce jig, and had a piece of shad on the end of it, catching. I think he caught a 10-pound, don't quote me, it was either a 10 or 18-pound bass, but try stuff like that, do different techniques, and we're going to go out and we're going to explore all these different techniques to do, and I'm going to take all of you guys along for the ride, so stay tuned. And if you know the small baits aren't getting bites, resort to something you wouldn't throw normally. This is a toad bait. I understand you're thinking I'm crazy, throwing a 12-inch worm. I'm going to take you to a lake, and I'm going to throw this 12-inch worm one day, and you're going to see a toad eat it. Now, resort to that. My personal best is 8.5 pounds. My personal best did not come off a 12-inch worm. It came off a 3/8 ounce mini bitsy flipping jig under a dock, which I broke off. Like 3.5 weeks ago. But 3.5 weeks before that, I caught my PB on it. So, experiment. I never like to throw jigs under docks. I normally like to skip Texas rigs under docks, because you can skip a Texas rig. I don't care what anybody says, you can skip a Texas rig. You can skip anything if you know how to skip it. Experiment. Try different techniques. I'm going to show you how to throw this monster worm 100 different ways. You can Texas rig it. You can throw it on that swimming hook and throw it deep and pop it and let it do this in the water. And I've noticed with this worm, in certain areas, this tail, if this sits flat, this tail likes to float. I'm going to show you how you use that to your advantage in another video. But these are my tips and tricks on how to throw stuff in the weather changing climates, where the weather fluctuates throughout the entire day, just up and down, up and down, up and down through the weeks. And I'm going to show you how to get through that, talking about it, and then another video, we're going to go do it. So, grab the camera. So that's all of the tips and tricks I really have for today. I'm going to end up cleaning up the little bit of tackle I took out, and take out a lot of tackle. But that's really all I got for the day. Stay tuned. I'm definitely going to go out and fish tomorrow. I might go night fishing tonight. I haven't decided. I might record that, but I'll show you tips and tricks how to night fish, do all kinds of stuff, and learn these techniques. So stay tuned. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Smash that like button, subscribe down below, hit the notification bell to stay tuned for all my tips and tricks videos, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.